So it all stemmed from a group of parents just wanting better, wanting to put our kids at the best competition, in the best situation, in the best leagues. We started off in West Orlando area playing for the Bobcats. We were under Devin Hester, the famous Devin Hester, man. And all of our kids started there. Corona hit, and we had to find someone else. The program we were with, they kind of shut the program down, looking to go in a different direction. So we ended up with another local program. Went there, won two championships, made it a national runner-ups, 6U, actually against the people we're going to face on July 8th, the Atlanta Elite they call themselves Voodoo, 3-time national champs. We played them July 8th in Douglasville. So we'll play them now at 9U. We lost them in the national championship at 6U. And we looking for some redemption, man. And the family just came from us. We go from organization to organization together. I mean, it sounds kind of bad. We're not hopping around, but it's the family, and we're looking for the best opportunity for our kids, the best platform.
So a couple questions for me. I grew up back in the day playing Pop Warner football.
Mm-hmm.
This is not Pop Warner, but what is sort of the governing body that of this football?
So Pop Warner, it's a little watered down. It's not what it used to be. So the league we play in now is called Florida Elite. It's from the Central Florida area to like Sarasota, St. Pete down that way, all the way up to Jacksonville. We just added a lot of teams from Jacksonville and Gainesville. So it's kind of taking over Florida. I believe within the next year or two, everybody will be in Florida League. It's a great league. It's very competitive. We have maybe 18 nationally ranked, like on multiple levels. It's becoming a big deal.
And you said your son is in the currently be the U9 team?
The 9U, the 9U
9U
division.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what does it operate with weight limits or age limits, or how is that all functioning?
So at this point, I don't think any league does the weight limit thing anymore. It's strictly age.
Oh, damn, I grew up in the wrong era, man.
Right, and that was my problem, man. Like I said, I was a big kid growing up, man. I went out there when I was in the 3rd grade. They wanted me to play with the 5th, 6th grades. My mom was like, "Nah, we're going to basketball." We ain't doing that. So,
how many people? Like, it's a good question. How many kids were essentially routed into other sports because they were essentially too big to play football?
A lot. A lot. I promise you, a lot. Like all those kids eating double cheeseburgers back in the day, man, Whoppers, like we weren't able to play.
Yeah.
And it was tough. That's why you get a lot of people, kids, you like, man, you should play football. We couldn't.
Yeah.
We couldn't. I was 130-something pounds in elementary school.
Yeah.
Like, that's way too big to be tackling this 60-pound kid. And I'm like, they don't want you out there, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think I just stuck with basketball, and that was my first love. When I should have transitioned with the times and went to football, man. I got a lot of friends, and actually one of our coaches, Jay Howard, one of the Jones alumni, played for the Chiefs and played for the University of Florida. He's coaching with us. Cool. So we got a lot of kids going in a good direction with good leadership and coaches, man.
Exactly. Now, so would you call this like the AAU of football? Is that like?
So AAU actually has their own league too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
AAU
So,
has
separate
a
from
football.
what
yeah,
y'all
it's something totally separate.
Okay.
I don't think it's so. The league we're in and the route we're taking, it allows you to be more national. It allows you to move more freely. That's why we went to the Jags, because they allowed us. Hey, you have free range. Do whatever you want to do. As long as you're here to play your league games, you're fine with us. Like, we're going to Douglasville, pretty much outside of Atlanta. Then 2 weeks later, we'll be in Savannah, Georgia, for a national tournament, and then we start our league maybe like a couple weeks later. But
I was going to ask that too. Like, so to have one of these teams, do you have to sort of be under the umbrella of like a larger organization or club like the Jags?
No, us three, we could start a team right now.
Okay.
And they have the Youth National League, which allows you to be an independent team, and you can play your own schedule, create your own schedule. We kind of like we're in national groups and stuff, and we kind of like communicate through our national groups. And if we want to play each other, we'll hit that person up in the inbox, and we may be in North Carolina one week, Texas the other week. Carolina the other week, Texas did. Like, I mean, it goes on and on. It's just it's a really a large family.
So the parents create that freedom, that schedule, that you guys come up with who you're going to play and when. Like, I'm trying to understand.
Yeah. Basically, you have to be bought in. You, like, as a parent, you got to be bought in. You got to know what you're committing to. We went through that last year. Like, we had beginning of the season, we had like 45 plus players. By nationals, we went with maybe 27. Because some parents just can't afford it. Some parents don't want to send their baby away for a week to go to nationals with the team. It's a lot of different, there.
And what about with like a 40-plus man roster? What about simply some kids aren't going to play very much with that many kids on the team, and then you justify the time and money and energy to travel and do all that. It might not make sense at that point for you.
For sure. Like, we'll play a full season before we actually go to nationals. So if you notice that your son isn't really playing, like, you can kind of gauge, and it ain't gonna change overnight. Like, he ain't gonna go to nationals and now he's our starting running back and playing every snap of the game, man. You can kind of gauge it throughout the year. So some parents do. Some parents want to give their child that experience because it's a great experience. Like, if you look it up, YNC, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook. Look it up, man. They gave the kids like iced out chains that won the national championship, spinning chains and rings. It's a good experience for a kid. It kind of motivates you to, hey, this is what can happen later on in life if you commit to what you're doing and put your all in what you do.
So you were talking a little bit like off the air before the show about, growing up how it was versus how it is now, because, back in our day, a lot of parents, I'm not going to say all of them, but a lot of parents, and how it would work was, okay, my friend told me about the Pop Warner League. Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to play Pop Warner or flag football, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go to the coach, ask, can I play? Yeah. He's going to give me the paper. Yeah. I'm just going to take a paper simply to Mom, sign this. Yeah. I want to play, and that's it. Yeah. And then, like you said, she and my dad or mom or whatever, they may come to one game. They may not come to no games. Yeah. There's no involvement. They just, you know what I mean? They just sign one paper. Yeah. So, but with this and with West Orlando Jags, what's going on, my man? Is the parent has to be bought in, is what you're saying. What is that difference? And you could talk about your upcoming. Whatever.
So yeah, like I told you guys off air, like, my experience, man. Like, my mom worked a lot. My stepdad worked a lot. He was busy. He came to what he could, but the difference is me and even my guy who just walked in, Blake. Like, we're super committed, man. We're there. We're there. His son just took on basketball, and, like, he's there. Like, he's not missing anything. Like, and I think that's the culture now. Like, we noticed that our generation may be the generation that where our parents weren't quite there and couldn't be there due to, financial reasonings and having to be at work and stuff like that. But, like, man, our group of parents we're there. We locked in. We're there for our kids.
I think it's interesting, too, because my experience has been, you'll hear – about soccer moms and stuff like that. My experience, my son did soccer at a high level, and I think a lot of, like, the kids that actually have the support to go places and do things, it's dads. A lot of dads are involved, and I think it makes a tremendous amount of difference because, a lot of times if your kid's playing sports, we love sports. Yeah. You're going to be behind that 100%. You're going to make it happen. And when you're fully bought into it, it's like you're going to make sure your kid has every chance that he can have to achieve something. And so if they're getting that in this group at 9U and stuff like that, that's a special bond and a special platform that each of these kids are going to have to push this as far as they can.
Yeah,
definitely.
No, for sure. So like, what's this season that's coming up? How many games are in the season? And then do you guys go to national every year, or does it depends on your record? Like, what?
So I say we'll play. If you play regular season, preseason, and we make it to the championship, it'd probably be every bit of 20-plus games.
Wow.
Probably 20-plus. I mean, because in season, it's about 10 regular season games. Then if you make it all the way to the championship and let's say you win, that's probably additional 3 to 4 games, so that's 14. We're going to play 3 or 4 national games. We're around 17. and you know that it just depends on how tournament style tournaments we attend, or how is it you know, it really depends, but around 20 something.
Now, with the travel and the involvement, now, I mean, are parents paying the full bill, or does the organization seek sponsorships or any of that?
So that's the thing, man. We start early, especially this year. We started early with the fundraising. We had a special kind of like way to we had it where we were online. You were able to purchase jerseys, shirts, autograph like items of the kids and stuff like that. So we instead of being on the corner asking for change, we try to take a different approach, and I think it went well. So we allowed families to not have to pay a total amount that the maybe other teams or other local teams had to pay. We were able to kind of dwindle that number down.
Yeah, you guys, it's a website or what is it? And is it still up? Is it still active?
The link is still up. I mean, you can visit my page on Facebook, Brandon Joyner. I may have it up, or I can post it later on. And shoot it to you guys. But we'll definitely appreciate anything anybody can donate or
shoot it
give.
here. We could probably put it on the edited segment.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll do a commercial for it.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it.
And we want a shirt or whatever as well.
Yeah.
So I'll go. Yeah, that's for sure.
Appreciate you
Okay,
guys.
so that's what's up. So you guys took that approach. Now, what the season spans from like what month to what month? Like I'm sure some parents, because I see like you know single mothers, they post on Facebook often like, oh, I'm trying to get my child into this or that. So like from what month to what month you think this league spans to?
For us, because we're like I say, we're a national team. Team is from July to mid-December, late December.
Okay.
Nationals is December.
And December, now that's school time, right? So what if you say your kid got to be away for almost a week? That's during the school year.
So we're on those kids about their grades.
Okay.
We're their extended, like as coaches and as a team, we're their extended like fathers. We're their dads. So we're on them about their grades and how they're doing in school, because not just because that specific reason, but we understand that we're asking a lot of them like every weekend, and they're going to miss that week of school, December, which is kind of like a critical time. They're coming into finals or you know, final tests and exams and things of that sort. So we ask a lot of them, and we make sure they're on top of their stuff, because we know eventually they're going to miss that week, and it's going to be a lot on their plate like throughout that time in the school year.
Yeah, I like that. And the parents, so do you try to bond a relationship with most of the parents?
All of them.
Since you're there a lot of times. And what's your role? Are you there just for your kid? Because you keep saying we, and so are you try to take ownership of part of the organization?
You see the sign? It's the family, man. We're a family. Okay. It's the family. We there for each other. We hang out. We eat together. We party together. We birthdays, Airbnbs. Like we're together. We move together. We ain't got that far. We ain't got that far. We sticking to birthday cake and ice cream right now.
It's good to know there's still another level to get you. Right?
Yeah. But we are going to Atlanta next week. I can't say, you know. Hey, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
That's good, man. That's good. Are you involved in the coaching at all?
So the previous 2 years I was coaching. Now that we moved on, I kind of took a different role. I'm still out there in the field, but I kind of took a different role. I kind of schedule the national games and communicate with, like, we have a game this next weekend. The platform is Power States, and they're throwing the game we're having against the number one team in the country. And I kind of put that together and kind of put us in that position, along with the kids. They know who we are. Like, my son, Blake's son, like our whole team, they're nationally known. Everybody. Like you can go to Indiana, you can go to California, you can go to Georgia and say our kid's name and, oh, yeah, I know from the Orlando team. Yeah. Like,
damn.
It's crazy like that. It's crazy. And that's due to social media. Like both of our kids, his son probably has 3,000 plus followers on Instagram. My son has around 2,000 followers on Instagram. Wow. That's the time.
I'm not gonna lie. I tried to type your name on IG to tag you, but your son came up first.
That's crazy.
I ain't tag him though, but I saw it come up on that. And I just tagged the West Toledo Jags instead.
I remember like on Facebook, I saw you posting a lot of football content. I'm like, I remember Brandon from basketball. What's up with football?
Yeah. And I get a lot of flack for that. I mean, like, man, you don't know nothing about basketball, about football, man. You a basketball player. But hey, for my son, you know, I did the research. I put him in the best positions to be successful. Like, you don't have to. I mean, Stephen A. Did he play? Did he play sports like that? I mean,
A little college basketball.
He played college basketball.
Okay,
just a little
but, you
further
know,
than I-
D3, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, but
D2,
you don't have to necessarily be in the field to have knowledge on stuff. You know what I mean? And I played football. Did I go to college for it? No, but I played in high school a little bit.
Yeah.
I played, little league. It's not like I'm new to this.
Now your son, obviously he's playing football at a high level. Has he expressed interest in other sports or played any other sports up to this point?
So he was nationally ranked in high jump and track.
Oh, okay.
So we ran track with Florida Elite. Shout out to Florida Elite. Great program. He loves track. He loves high jump. It's something that he's really good at. He kind of motivated people around the area to start doing high jump. Most kids just do track running events.
Yeah.
Right.
And nobody thinks about high jump at 9 years old. They're
That's
like,
something,
high jump.
that's something a coach would put you into.
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even thought of it myself.
Right.
I didn't know they did it.
So is he a receiver on the field?
So yeah, he was,
Yeah.
and it definitely translates, bro.
Yeah.
It translates. Like if you anybody who has a football player, make them run track.
Yeah.
Even if they aren't winning, they aren't quite good at it. Make them run track. It translates. Every aspect of it translates.
Yeah, because if they get faster, more explosive, even if they're not winning the track meets they're in, but in football terms, that's going to be a measure of improvement. So
Yeah, we encourage linemen and all to go out.
Yeah.
Go out there, big boy. You might lose, and the track uniform might be a little tight, but it's gonna translate, my boy. I promise.